Hey, true crime lovers, we're happy to let you guys know that our podcast has been nominated for 4 different categories in the People's Podcast Awards. So if you're enjoying the podcast, we'd be honored if you could log in and leave us a vote. More information can be found on our website's Go Vote section. Links in the description. Let's get on with the show.
Welcome, y'all.
Oh, Tpop in the house. And he is joined by his lovely wife, Mel.
Hi.
First time co-host. How are y'all?
Okay.
Great.
Very nice.
Great.
You're very nice? Or
Yeah,
okay?
We're okay now. We got a big anniversary coming up.
Oh, what? How many years?
50.
What are y'all going to do?
I wanted to run away, but other people want to have a party.
Oh, but you like a good party.
I like running away, too.
Well, congratulations. When's that coming up?
August the...
24.
Yeah,
Wow.
I wanted her to talk.
Yeah. Like, because you couldn't remember?
No,
So-
I knew. I don't want to dominate.
Okay.
All right.
So we are going to have a story today out of New Orleans. So we're going Louisiana on this story.
Oh,
But usually I start off with some pop culture in the year that the story happened. But I'm not doing that this time.
oh, what year, though?
Most of the story takes place in 2008. Okay. In 2008, we had Summer Olympics. And now in 2024, we are having Summer Olympics. So I thought I would pull a little info from the 2008 Summer Olympics.
Okay.
So, of course, the United States had the total most medals.
Gold?
Total.
I got you.
Actually, let me see. No. China had the People's Republic of China had the, like now we're going back and forth with China and America for the gold. But total overall number of medals, United States was first, People's Republic of China was second, Russian Federation, who is not allowed to be playing in these games.
No, they're not this year.
Great Britain had the 4th amount, and Australia had the 5th amount
Wow.
of total medals in order. Okay. So in crime news for the 2008 Olympics, this is crazy to me. Increased security. Y'all know where the 2008 Olympics were. They were in Beijing, China.
That's right.
Okay. Increased security was put into place for the Olympics. And security personnel were trained in different terrorist attack scenarios. Anti-aircraft missiles were also installed over the Olympic stations.
Wow.
China mobilized 110,000 police and other security forces in Beijing, plus 1.4 million security volunteers and 300,000 surveillance volunteers. That's a lot of security.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of
They
security.
got a lot of people, though.
Yeah.
Are they having to feed them?
I mean, I would
don't
think.
know. Yeah.
They got money.
It's a lot of fried rice.
So I'm about to tell you how much it was. The security bill for Beijing alone was estimated in excess of 3 billion pounds.
Oh.
Outside well, that's still a lot of money.
Yeah.
Outside the capital, cities hosted Olympic events. City hostings, man, you would think I had 5 drinks before y'all got here. Cities hosting Olympic events were patrolled by 34,000 troops, surface-to-air missiles, and 74 military aircraft, along with 48 helicopters and 33 naval vessels were placed on high alert.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
That's something.
So that was going on around the time that the majority of this story took place. Okay. Y'all have any questions?
I have a comment.
Tell me.
I'm looking at this picture over here
Yeah. What's it a picture of?
with you and Harold and some other people.
Uh-huh.
But you have sure.
Lost weight?
Yes.
I have lost 55 pounds.
I thought
Yeah,
you had.
you look amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's been about a year journey, a year-long journey, but I've lost 55 pounds.
Because you had lost a lot since the last time I saw you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you still continuing very.
Yeah, but I think I've plateaued, which is fine. I'm happy where I am right now. I have a lot more energy and I'm feeling a lot more healthy. And
That's all from clean eating
no,
and
that
no
is-
drinking, right?
That is absolutely incorrect.
I love it.
Okay. This story took place a few years after Hurricane Katrina.
Oh, okay.
But y'all know, for a very long time after Katrina, New Orleans was a hot mess.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this wasn't a 1 year later we're all recovered kind of situation. Some people who evacuated, and I know you too, being from South Louisiana, know this information, but some of our listeners may not. Some people who evacuated never returned to New Orleans.
Correct.
Some businesses who evacuated never returned to New Orleans. And let me put it in perspective for you. In 2003, 1 year ago, New Orleans officials celebrated the completion of rebuilding all the public school buildings that were damaged during Hurricane Katrina.
Wow.
That's how long it took to get all the schools back in order. So, this isn't a story about Katrina, but while I was doing the research, Katrina came up a lot. So, now another thing I need to tell y'all about New Orleans is they have something called wards. And their wards are basically how they geographically designate how people vote. Okay? Precincts, I guess. Like
Sure.
So, I found a couple of New Orleans wards are going to come up in this story. The 7th ward and the 9th ward.
Okay.
And being from here, y'all probably already guessed that at least the 9th ward was going to come up. But I went to a website that grades cities based on their crime stats. The 7th ward has a crime grade of F, and crime occurs every 5 hours and 19 minutes in the 7th ward. I mean, that your waking hours, at least 2 to 3 crimes are happening. That's a lot, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because these are wards. These are not whole cities. These are just sections of New Orleans. Okay. The 9th ward also received a grade of F. And the lower 9th, a crime is committed every 6 hours and 43 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. So you get the gist. This is not, these are not places you want to be hanging around. And just to give everybody kind of a location perspective, the 9th ward is about 3 miles northeast of the French Quarter. So, I mean, as the crow flies, you're not far from the French Quarter, from a grade F of, you know.
When they received the grade, was that pre-hurricane or post?
This data is more recent. So I don't have the data.
I got you.
That would be before
I'm
hurricane.
just curious about the population.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But I feel like historically, just from living in Louisiana, the 9th ward has always been a place that's been very crime riddled. So Katrina happened in August 2005, not 2025, 2005.
2005.
So that's just kind of a little
But
background.
this story is going to be 2008, right?
Yep, but we're going to start the story off with a little timeline.
Okay.
October 2007. So this is a couple years after Katrina. A body was discovered in a burned out car. The woman has never been identified. To this day, she is still considered a Jane Doe.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Even with dental and
burning
Burn
makes it harder.
Burn the
DNA?
DNA usually burn up easily.
Yeah. Mel has a background in the Louisiana State Police headquarters in Baton Rouge. Criminology background. We will talk about that later on in the show and how you can listen to an episode with Mel and her experience. Okay. So, October 2007, Jane Doe. Found in a burned out car.
Right.
She's burned. We don't have a lot of info on her. January 2008, not long after, Jody Johnson, who was 47 years old, was found murdered. Jody was from Georgia. She was a former high school cheerleader and homecoming queen. After high school, Jody joined the Navy, but poor thing got addicted to painkillers for migraines. She fell on hard times. She left Georgia with her boyfriend and headed to New Orleans. Her boyfriend had gotten a job as a carpenter. Well, that was the place to be after Hurricane Katrina.
They were rebuilding.
Yeah. I mean, Still today, it's like
Still.
rebuilding. Okay, Jody was last seen walking in the 7th Ward of New Orleans. One of the wards. I don't know why she was there. If I had to assume, it may be a drug situation where she needed something.
Mm-hmm.
Her body was found with a gunshot wound to the head, and she had been set on fire. So now we have 2 women killed and burned.
Same MO.
Yep. About 7 months later, August 2008, the body of Jessica Hawk was found in her home. Jessica was a 32-year-old botanist and entomologist. This girl's smart. She moved to NOLA in 2003 to start a new job. Yeah, she worked for the Audubon Institute in New Orleans.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a big deal to us down here,
Yeah, it's
y'all.
huge.
Really smart. After Katrina, she won an award. It was a scholarship to study at the University of New Orleans to just continue on her path, I guess to get a master's degree. She was supposed to start her dream job 1 week after she was murdered. So sad. The police talked to people in the area and they released a sketch of a possible suspect. Unfortunately, the sketch had 0 in common with the actual killer. Crime Stoppers increased the reward for information to $25,000. Nothing came out of that. The case went cold. About a month after Jessica was murdered, in September 2008, Kirsten Bridum, who was a 25-year-old community activist, left a party to go home. Later the next day, the police found Kirsten's body on the side of the road. She had a gunshot wound to the head, and her purse and wallet were stolen. Because her purse and wallet were stolen, the police thought that this was like a robbery gone bad. Okay. Kirsten arrived in New Orleans only 2 days before she was murdered. Yeah. Her body was found in the 9th Ward. Because she was found without a wallet or purse, Kirsten's body was in the morgue for 2 days before she was identified. So just to recap, we have a Jane Doe, 2007. We have Jody Johnson, 2008. We have Jessica Hawk, 2008. And we have Kirsten Bridum, 2008. So that's why I said the majority of the story takes place.
Got a serial killer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, between the murders of Jessica and Kirsten, there was some thought that those 2 murders were connected because of their ages, their socioeconomic statuses, and the fact that they were killed about 2 miles from each other. Like I had told you, the case went cold. Jessica Hawk's case was eventually assigned to Detective Winston Harbin. Have y'all ever heard that name?
No.
Do you know the song Wobble? Wobble,
yes.
baby, wobble, baby, wobble,
Yeah.
baby,
Oh,
wobble.
yeah.
So Detective Harbin is the hashtag original wobble cop of New Orleans.
You're kidding.
No, he was in videos
Yeah.
doing the wobble at Mardi Gras.
Yeah, it was him.
It was him. He got assigned this case.
He's kind of famous.
Absolutely. He became famous doing the wobble. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble.
Yeah.
Okay, and then later on, he added the Cupid Shuffle to his repertoire, so he liked line dances. But anyway, in 2014, Detective Harbin was actually recognized by the City Council of New Orleans and honored for his contribution to Mardi Gras. So he's a good dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to give you some little fun facts on.
Sound like a party animal.
Yeah. I saw some videos of him when I was doing the research. He looks pretty fun. I'm actually going to try to reach out to him and see if I could get him to come on the pod and talk about
That would be awesome.
it. Okay, back to the story.
Yeah.
Detective Harbin was assigned the Cole case. He got a break in the case in 2013. Now, this started happening in 2007, going on to 2008. So what are we, 5 years
Yeah.
before a break comes up?
God.
Detective Harbin got a call from a jail in Texas. And they were like, we got a guy sitting over here in jail who we think committed a murder over in your area. What?
They talk.
Yeah, they talk. Yeah.
They talk in jail.
So Detective Harbin gets over to Beaumont. There sits a man named Joseph Brant. He was serving an 11-year sentence for burglary in Texas. Texas don't play.
No, this serious.
I mean, 11 years for a burglary, I feel like that's pretty stiff.
Well, it depends what he stole, the amount.
Oh, that's true. And I do
Yeah.
not have that information.
That's okay.
That's felony, so it had to be a
Yeah.
substance.
Felony would be a lot. Huh?
Yeah.
Mhm.
He just, I don't know. I'll say my opinion later. So who's Joseph Brant? Believe it or not, there was not a lot of information I could find on his background. He was born July 1969, so he is a year younger than me. He claimed to have only had up to an 8th grade education. As an adult, Joseph was in and out of jail for a series of offenses, including cocaine possession, petty theft, possession of stolen property, criminal damage to property, and the list goes on. Obviously not a good guy.
Career criminal.
Yes. Later in life, Joseph Brant was diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder. You want me to give y'all a definition of that?
Okay. I'm going to see if it fits me.
Oh, God. Self-test here.
Okay.
So this is from the Mayo Clinic, okay? Schizoaffective disorder is a mental health condition that is marked by a mix of schizophrenia symptoms. The person has hallucinations and delusions. The hallucinations involve seeing things or hearing voices that others don't see or hear. And the delusions involve believing things that are not real or not true. You're pointing to yourself.
Yeah, I think so. She'll testify.
You have schizoaffective disorder?
No, I hear things that they didn't say, but it sounded like that to me.
Oh,
That's
it's one
'cause
of those.
He doesn't hear well.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, here's something else. If you think you have schizoaffective disorder, you probably also have depression and mania. And as long as I've known you, I don't feel like you
I
have
don't think
either
so.
one of
That's
those.
not me, no.
Yeah. So there's Detective Harbin interviewing Joseph Brant in a Texas jail. Brant admitted that he had committed Jessica Hawk's murder.
Wow.
He admitted to it. There's no way he told on himself. There's no way they would have gotten any kind of lead on this. So Detective Harbin got an arrest warrant for second-degree murder and obstruction of justice in the death of Jessica Hawk. Wow. She was the one killed in August 2008.
Mm-hmm.
She was 32 years old. Okay. You would think there would be a trial. There was no trial. At first, Brant's attorneys raised a question about his mental capacity.
Oh, yeah.
But Brant was having no part of that shit.
What?
He was not. He caused a ruckus in court. After that, he refused to let deputies take him to court for his court appearance. 5 days after that, he was ruled competent by a court-appointed panel of doctors.
Oh,
He's just basically being an asshole at this point.
pretty much.
Finally, in December 2016, Joseph Brant pled guilty to Jessica Hawk's murder. He made no statements on his own behalf, and Jessica's family read victim impact statements, but that fucker didn't care about that.
Not a bit.
No. Okay, so that happened, what did I say? This happened in 2014?
14.
He got arrested. Yeah, he started talking to him in 13 arrested him in 14. Let's fast forward to January 2018.
Okay.
Joseph Brant pulled out another surprise. Jessica Hawk was not his only victim. In the chaotic, crime-ridden years after Katrina, he had also killed other women. He confessed to 3 more murders.
Wow.
Authorities from Louisiana went to Texas prison because remember, he's serving an 11-year sentence
11 years,
there.
yeah.
So they go interview him, and you might wonder why he would tell on himself. Yeah. I read in one place that he said he wanted to give the family some closure, but I just don't feel like that's... Anyway. They did make a deal with him, though. If you tell us about these women that you killed, if you confess, we will take the death penalty off the table. So, me personally, I would just say go ahead and kill me because I don't want to live in jail. I would just...
But that, by taking it off, does that mean he'll spend the rest of his life?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd get off of good behavior.
In his case, he will spend the rest of his life. So, well, the deal he made, he gave detailed confessions on the murder of the Jane Doe that I told you about, Jody Johnson, and Kirsten Brigham. So those are all the ladies I told you about in the beginning. Here is Joseph Brant's side of how everything went down. October 2007, that's the Jane Doe.
Okay.
Joseph Brant says he came across a woman and solicited her for sex. Now, in a couple of places I read that she was a lady of the evening.
Okay.
And that he had paid her, but then she refused to give him sex after he had paid her. I figured you'd give the money after the act, not before. I don't know. But she rejected him, so he decided to pull a knife on her and strangle her to death. This was the Jane Doe. He put her inside an abandoned stolen car, then poured gasoline on her and set her on fire.
Damn.
She was burned beyond recognition, and like I told y'all earlier, she is still Jane Doe today. Next, Brant says he came across Jody Johnson in the 7th Ward. When Brant saw Jody in the 7th Ward, he approached her for sex. By the way, he was driving a stolen car when he was doing this. He saw Jody, pulled over, forced Jody into the car at gunpoint.
Damn.
Then drove Jody to a remote area, and he forced her to have oral sex with him at gunpoint. Then he took her into a vacant lot near where they were, and he shot her in the head.
Damn.
Set her body on fire. What's the deal with this guy burning people?
I don't know.
I think Mel knows.
And
Getting rid of the evidence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, DNA was getting better and better, and probably the only way to really get rid of it. But even nowadays, there.
If this were a situation of dental records, because I feel like your teeth would still be around even if you were burned like that. But if she was really a prostitute, she might not have dental records. You know what I mean? There might not be.
You gotta know where to get them.
Yeah, you got to know what dentist she went to.
Yeah, and if she wasn't from around here,
yeah,
I mean, she could be from a small city, and
she could be from Chalmette.
Yeah,
Dalmatian.
Dalmatian.
Kenner.
Yeah. You have to have something.
Yeah.
And as I said, DNA is good if it's not even good if there's nothing out there
in the system.
It has to have something in the system.
Right. Okay, so the last murder that Brant admitted to was Kirsten Brigham. Joe saw Kirsten riding her bike through the 9th Ward. He was on foot. He pulled a gun on her. I would have just rammed into him. Fucking shithead. Okay. He forced her to have oral sex with him. Then he shot her and stole her bike and her bag.
Wait, took the bike?
Yes. Stole her bike.
Damn.
Now, where was he going on the bike? He was going to buy a gasoline to come back
and
burn.
To burn her?
Yes. So he just got the bike, went down to the Circle K, and here's the problem. He got into a car accident while he was on the bike. I guess a car hit him or something.
Well, yeah. He's a jaywalker, so.
And he's also on her bike, which
man.
I bet. I'm just hoping it was like a pink little girl's, with
bike,
a banana seat.
With the basket.
Yes, and the little streamers coming off the
Ding,
handlebars.
ding.
Yeah.
At the bell.
He would look so stupid. Anyway,
yeah.
So he did never make it back to burn the body.
Wow.
That's the only reason why Kirsten.
Now we know.
But apparently, we found out the other bodies he burned, he killed them. Then he went down to the Circle K, got gasoline, came back to the scene, and burned the bodies. So he, like
an afterthought.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking that he has mental health issues. We know that. But apparently one of them is not OCD. Because I feel like somebody would be a little more, hey, I'm going to go kill somebody. I'm going to bring the gasoline with me.
I'm going to be prepared.
Yes, I'm going to be prepared.
He may not hit. His intention may not have been to kill.
He just wanted a
moment.
Yeah, he just wanted a blowjob.
In the moment he wanted that, and he didn't. There wasn't anything thought through.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, so when Joseph Brant went to court, he cussed and carried on. And at one point, he wouldn't sign the plea deal that he had made. So in 2019, time is just ticking by. A judge ruled that he was mentally incompetent and couldn't stand trial. So there was no trial. He was placed in a mental health facility. That's where he got diagnosed with this schizoaffective disorder. And he received treatment there.
Mm-hmm.
So the case started to finally move forward in 2020. But y'all remember what happened in 2020?
COVID.
That hoe, COVID. Okay, so that stalled his case. Remember, y'all, he killed them starting in 2007.
Look at how long it takes.
Yes.
The wheels of justice are slow.
And I mean, if he would have never admitted to the first one, they might not have ever caught him.
Never.
But they arrested him for the first one in 2014. We're at 2020. 2021, we got past COVID enough so that his case actually started moving through court again. And he's still not happy when he gets to court. He's ranting and raving and interrupting the judge. I mean, he's going, I killed them, but I never forced them into any sexual acts. Bro.
God.
Like, do you think they're going to let you out because you didn't force them into any sexual acts? So, here's another holdup for Joseph Brant, his court-appointed attorney. Would you like to hear what Joseph said about him? This is his public defender.
Right.
He's a fucking two-legged dog, and he's always got some bullshit going on.
Oh.
And Brant was like, we're not moving forward with anything until I get a black attorney. That's what he said.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Yeah, well, he finally, he got put away. He's in Angola today. I verified that.
I'm surprised.
Okay.
What? Talk to me. You have a question.
Well, why did he want a black attorney? Was he black?
He was black.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, he was black.
We didn't establish that.
I don't usually talk about.
Well, that's okay, but it makes a valid point.
Yeah, he wanted a black attorney. He felt like his white attorney was not.
They were just not fighting for him.
A fucking two-legged dog is what he called him. Yeah.
Yep.
Jessica Hawk's brother said his family keeps a garden in New Orleans to honor his sister's memory. I think that's kind of nice.
It is nice.
So, maybe with the exception of the Jane Doe, none of these women were originally from Louisiana or New Orleans. They had come from other places to live there or,
work or school.
Or whatever. Now, Kirsten Brighton's mom, she says she can't even go to New Orleans because it's too painful. So one family's like, we go there and maintain this garden. The other family's like, it's too painful. You should never lose a child.
I can see that.
Yeah, I don't think I could
it both
go.
ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do love New Orleans. I love to go party there. I do.
Yeah, we've had our share.
Yes. I'm sure there'll be a day where I can't do it anymore, but
That day may come soon, so
it will be a sad day.
Enjoy it while you can.
It is fun, but it is dangerous.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. So I didn't mention this part. When Joseph Brant was committing these murders, he was around 36 years old.
Oh, okay.
So the women were, kind of in his age range, I think, like 20s to 40s. And I also looked up when schizoaffective disorder mostly develops, at what age. And it's often between the ages of 25 and 35.
Oh, wow.
So, I don't feel like this is necessarily something that you suffer with as a child. So,
yeah.
By the time it hit him, he might not have been in a situation where he could actually financially do something about it, go to a doctor or whatever. But I still have so many questions about this whole thing. Like, do you think he killed somebody before Jane Doe? Because I feel like you just don't start doing this shit.
Right.
But why wouldn't he tell? Because he already told on himself about everything else. And
he may not all recall.
You're right.
If
he's having hallucinations.
When he told about the first one, that came to mind. The others may not have been. He may not at the time, recall.
He may have had to get some mental health treatment before he could even remember the other ones.
Or just because his mind.
Yeah.
So you don't think he was bragging about it? Or he felt remorseful?
I did. Well, I definitely.
I don't think he was.
From what I read, not remorseful at all.
Yeah, he didn't feel guilty.
He
say,
did not give.
Oh, let me confess.
He did not give 2 fucks.
But you did say he wanted to give the family closure.
I read that in a couple of different articles, but from the other things I read, I don't personally think that.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it's coming from.
His attorney might have told him to say that.
I might,
yeah. You know.
And I don't feel like he was the braggart guy. You know how they get some of those guys in jail and they're just talking because they just want to be famous. And I don't feel like he was like that.
Right.
But there really legitimately was not a lot of information on this story.
But he had enough detail of each victim.
Yes.
So they're sure it's him.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. So let me tell y'all where I went to go to find the information that I could find. NOLA.com, The Advocate, our local Baton Rouge paper.com, Fox8Live.com, crimegrade.org, Louisiana Inmate Search, Wikipedia, and I listened to a podcast called Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops?
They did a story on this. Yep.
Wow.
And it was pretty entertaining. And thank you to Harold, because he is the person who actually recommended this story to me.
Your Harold?
My lovely husband.
It's amazing.
Yes. Thanks for supporting the show, honey.
Yeah.
So.
He's been there since the beginning.
He has. So, okay. I did forget to mention that Chandler's camera switching for us.
Way to go. Thank you, Bing.
Thank you, Bing. Okay. So that's the story of Joseph Brant. Any questions? Anything I need to clarify?
Is he's still in Angola today, right?
As of today, August 2024, he is still in Angola.
That's something.
Yeah. And I feel like from the things I've read and seen, when you go to Angola, you're really not going to come out of Angola alive.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
But but it's called, I didn't realize this because I've always called it Angola. It's called the Louisiana State Penitentiary.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the most, the whole
say
country.
Any word you want. Yeah.
And that Angola is
the most terrible.
They've made more movies about it.
I know.
Write stories about it.
They send the worst of the worst there.
Yes.
They do.
I mean, like Hunt's Correctional and was DeQuincy. They have a bunch of prisons. Those are better prisons, and used to be State Police Headquarters was the best place to be housed.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I did read Burl Cain's book, The Warden.
Oh yeah.
His book is very good. If you
yeah,
but if I'm not mistaken, Angola is a working farm.
Yes,
and you're not just sitting back chilling watching cable all day in the AC when you go to Angola.
No.
Oh, they got AC now.
Right. Maybe they.
There was a time it did.
I wouldn't be surprised.
They didn't have air conditioning back when. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about something fun.
I would want to say how colorful we all look.
We do look colorful.
Look at us.
We got LSU. We got red, white, and blue. We got a little gypsy going here.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's hot here in Louisiana, so I have my swimsuit on, and hopefully y'all stay after. And
I might put my feet in the water.
Put your feet in, yeah. But if you've been listening lately, you know I like to do some funny stuff at the end to kind of lighten the mood. So I went to BuzzFeed.com. And I found some weird American laws. Now, if you've been listening, you know I've done a lot of crazy, funny laws. Oh, yeah. So I had to kind of pick and choose through this because there were some duplicates. But I did find some that we haven't.
I wish we could make like a game, like
a drinking game.
Well, you'd say, do you think this is real or not?
Oh, okay.
And then you read it. Now, means you have to make up something.
I do have to make up something. Okay, so is this real or not?
And we're asking the listeners to.
Well, we got to answer now.
Okay.
Okay, is this real or not? You cannot tie your shoelaces in Alabama when you're at church on Sunday.
What?
Is that real or fake?
That's got to be fake, huh, Belle?
I don't know. Alabama's got some strange stuff.
That one is fake. I just made that
up. One for me.
I just made that up on the spot.
You're good. You're good.
You are. Yeah, because I almost said.
I don't know. I mean.
But on Sunday. Only on Sunday?
In church.
Oh, without.
In church, yeah. I mean, I guess if you go to church on Wednesday, maybe not then too.
Well, I guess.
Okay. Real or fake? In Maryland, all forms of oral sex are illegal,
What?
including people or animals.
I'd have to say yes.
I say yes because
Real or fake?
Yeah.
Wait,
I think
real
it's-
or fake?
Is that
Yeah,
real or fake?
I think it's real
I think
because
it's
there
real.
was laws in all the states at one time of any,
about
About
oral
oral,
sex.
yeah.
or
I
any
didn't-
type of sex that wasn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In Maryland, you cannot have any kind of oral sex, whether it's with people or animals. Yeah. Okay.
I'm glad we got past that one.
In Nacogdoches, Texas,
Here we go.
there's an onion curfew for young women. Under no circumstances are they allowed to eat raw onions after 6 p.m. Is this true? Or
That's got to be.
is that fake or real?
I think it's false, fake.
What do you think, Mel?
I kind of think it's fake, but hopefully it's fake.
It is not fake. It is
Wow.
real.
Oh, that must be an old one.
It's an old kissing law.
I mean, what the?
Onion breath.
Just the women. Dudes can
Yeah.
eat the onions. So I guess the women got to put up with the onion
I
breath
guess
on the
so.
men. All right. In Florida, you know Florida,
Oh, yeah.
you cannot bite your landlord.
Yeah.
Is
Let me
that,
tell
is
you.
that real or fake?
That's fake. And I'm going to tell you why.
Because you bit your landlord in
No, I played poker before. And so when I see you looking up in your head
Oh.
and you're not reading it,
Oh, you can't look at my face then.
I'm sorry.
Because I didn't make any up ahead of time. So
I know. I mean, you're doing good.
it's actually illegal to bite your landlord in Maine, not Florida.
Okay, so Maine.
Yeah, yeah.
Stupid Maine.
All right. So I don't really know how good I'm going to be at making these up. So maybe you should look away.
I'm
from
going to
my
look away right
face.
now.
Okay.
I'm not looking at you.
In New York City,
Mm.
hell, you cannot pull chewed gum off of a rail and chew it.
God.
I hope
What?
that's actually true.
I'm hoping it's
It's
true
illegal.
too.
It's
But
illegal.
I,
I just made that up.
no way.
I just made it up.
I would hope.
You know,
it
but
was
not
true.
looking at you help.
Yes, that's what I'm
You
saying.
fooled me.
I just
Just
made it up.
pretend like
Pretty
you're
gross.
reading each
You
one.
know, you hope
I
it-
can't. I'm not a good what is it called? Improv.
You did
It's
pretty good.
It's a good thing you didn't come to card night.
Oh yeah, I would
We'd
have
have
been like,
took your
I'd have been
money.
like,
Oh, yeah.
I have all aces. Okay. In Kansas,
Mm-hmm.
it's illegal to serve ice cream on cherry pie. True or false?
I'll say true. Ice cream don't good with cherry.
There's ice cream with cherries in it.
No, it's
Really?
apple pie.
Cherry Garcia, Ben and Jerry's.
Well,
So what do you think?
true.
I think it's false because.
It is illegal in Kansas to serve ice cream on cherry
See?
pie.
Told you.
Wow. Oh my gosh, you're good.
Yes,
You're really good
I'm
at that.
good.
You're
Yeah.
good at this.
Okay.
It's a fun game.
Let's see what I can do here. In New Jersey, it's illegal to purchase ice cream after 6 p.m.
Any day?
any day.
False.
Yeah, I kind of think that.
It's true.
You got it. Where's this at?
New Jersey.
Oh wow.
It's illegal to purchase ice cream after 6 p.m.
I'm sure they took it off the books.
They're
don't they?
worried about everybody's diabetes.
Oh, yeah, because they took the big gulp. You remember that? You remember
Yes.
when they
They're
city?
like, you cannot control yourself. We're going to not let you have big
Yep.
gulps
Oh
anymore.
wow.
That's something.
Yeah. Okay. In Tuscaloosa, is that how you say it? Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, we're back in Alabama.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, listen,
Yeah.
anything's believable now.
You can't marry your first cousin?
I think that is
After-
an actual law. I
After
think
6 o'clock.
Right. No oral sex with your first cousin after 6 p.m.
Unless daddy allows it. It's a sick.
Chandler's getting a kick out of that.
Way to go, Chandler.
Okay, where did I say? Tuscaloosa.
I forgot. Tuscaloosa is all I got.
It is illegal to hook your camel to a parking meter.
God. True.
That one is made up.
Are you kidding?
I just made it
I can't
up.
imagine any
Good.
camels being in Alabama.
Okay.
Why would you tie it to a parking meter?
All right. So this is my favorite, and I'm going to just go ahead and tell you that it's true
Okay.
because I thought it was the funniest one
I
of
wanna
this
hear
list. Delaware. It's against the law for a pawnbroker to accept an artificial limb or wheelchair as a payment.
I think that's a good one.
Don't be trying to go get your wife's ring out of the pawn shop by selling your arm or leg to them or giving them your arm or leg
Probably
or chair.
cost me an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
That's very good.
So there you go.
Delaware.
Some little funnies. Don't go to
Nice.
Delaware trying to give them your I almost said
Your
prostate.
prosthetic.
You almost said prostate. Thank you guys so much for doing this.
I enjoyed it.
I've got to tell you a couple of things, guys.
Okay.
If you are not a Patreon member, that's cool. But I have to tell you, last night we recorded a Patreon only episode where my children and my husband told stories about me.
Oh,
So
man.
it was a get to know Tammy episode.
Tammy night.
And it was pretty fun, I will say that. And
Was it revealing?
I mean, they didn't tell anything that I didn't already know about myself,
Of
but
course.
they actually told stories and that made me laugh. That made us all laugh. There was literally 10 of us in this room.
Y'all must have been crying.
We were. So we are going to release that to the Patreon members as a bonus episode this month, which is August. And y'all have to let me know, Patreon members, if you like it, if you don't, if you want more, if you're just like, nah, that was all right. So, because we can make more, because my kids enjoyed the hell out of it. They love telling stories on me.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So if you'd like to go support the show and listen to the extras, go to patreon.com/grits. Other ways you can help support the show, which would be super helpful, is go to YouTube and subscribe. Because we are trying to get to 1,000 listeners. 1,000 subscribers. We're at 800 and something. And you could also go to TikTok and we're on Facebook. We have all the social medias. You can follow us, like us, subscribe, do all the things. That will help us out a lot.
Right.
And finally, when this episode comes out, we're still going to be in the voting process of the podcast, People's Choice Podcast Awards, which it's final voting now. We made it in 4 categories. Yes. So please check your email. If you don't get an email, go to the Podcast Awards website and log in with the email address you used to vote. And if you were selected, you'll be able to go straight in and vote from there for the finals. So, yes. Thank
That
you
is
so much.
awesome.
Thank you so much.
All right.
And Chandler, thank you for camera switching. And another treat, if you want to be a Patreon member, after we are done recording this, we're going to record a Patreon episode with your wife, Mel, Terry.
Oh, great.
And she is going to tell us about her experience working in the Louisiana State Police headquarters and fingerprinting.
Sounds great.
Awesome. Okay, y'all. We love y'all. Anything else?
Don't forget to buy the merch.
That's it. Tell your mom and them to listen, and we're going to let Zydeco Mike take us out.